So why does the stock market continue to rise? This is a question that a lot of people are asking, and it's right? Why has the market been on a consistent, not super aggressive, but consistent and steady climb? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with Tactical Solutions, and I'm going to be answering that question for you all within this video. One of the things, let me share my screen with you guys. I'm using the Webull trading application. You don't have to use it. It is only available in the US, and it's the 5th link in the description down below if you want to sign up and earn up to 12 free shares when you deposit $5. But one of the first things that I want to talk about is, well, the big concern and the big focus this week is the US debt ceiling. And as we get closer to a potential solution, a potential decision, right? The US debt ceiling, for those that are unaware, we're at $37.7 trillion. We're running out of money. We're running out of time. The U.S. needs to borrow money or increase the limit in the money in which it can borrow. And for those that do not know how that works, again, trust me, it's confusing for me too. They have to pass it through Congress, and both the Democrats and the Republicans have to agree that they want to increase this limit. But guess what? The Republicans are viewing this as a way to be able to leverage specific or request specific things. So if the Democrats are asking, hey, let's raise this debt ceiling, right? All these people are going to be needing Social Security checks. We need to make sure that we have money to continue to pay off our debt. The Republicans are like, sure, we'll raise the debt ceiling, but you need to meet these demands. That's kind of what's going on. It's literally a pissing contest. The Republicans want specific demands met. The Democrats don't want to meet any demands. Joe Biden is having a meeting this week, but he has said before that he's not going to be meeting any demands from the Republican Party, and the debt ceiling limit needs to be increased. So when asking the question, why is the market going up? They hope to be coming up with a decision by the end of this week, and let's hope so, right? Because to my understanding, they either have until June 1st or July 1st, and that's the deadline. And if the U.S. were to default, then treasury bonds become less valuable. The stock market could collapse. The housing market could collapse. Interest rates can begin to skyrocket, and this whole fiasco can actually arise. But from both parties, we've heard it many times. I'm not here to spread fear when there doesn't need to be any, at least based off of what I've read and what I've been told. Every interview that I've seen, both on the Republican and on the Democratic side, both sides are saying, no, the U.S. defaulting is not going to be a thing, right? We just need to come up with a decision and come up with a solution that benefits both parties. We'll see if the Republicans give in. We'll see if the Democrats give in. Whatever happens, again, it's always people like you and I that end up paying the price. But that's why the market is rising. It's the idea that we are coming to a conclusion pretty soon. So if you guys see all of a sudden that the market begins to skyrocket, or all of a sudden if the market begins to dip, then just know that maybe a decision has been made. So I want to bring awareness to this. So as you are trading throughout this week, if you see any form of volatility or quick changes of direction, just keep in mind in the back of your head, at least that's what I'm choosing to do, that once this decision is fulfilled, the market should be reacting to it, although most of it is probably already factored in. The market always loves to overreact, so make sure that if you're a bull or a bear, you take that into consideration. But I know that this is something a lot of people have been asking, so I wanted to make sure that I answered that question for most of you. I did take a quick little trade. I closed it out already, $2,400 on the day, and this is on TQQQ. This is when we pulled on back. We found a support, waited for confirmation. I called it out with my Learn Plan Profit team, and then we actually began to indicate signs of recovery. So overall, NASDAQ market as of right now, and again, this is just 100% my opinion. It is very bullish, but it is overbought. Being overbought doesn't mean that it has to pull on back. We talked about it within our live trading session with the LPP team today. Overbought means that it could continue to rise. You just have to be, I just like to be very calculated at overbought levels and never afraid to lock in profits, because how much would it suck that we are overbought and then you're very aggressive up here with a very large position size, and then the market begins to correct itself, right? Just like it has before, and just like it most likely will, right? It's overbought, it corrects itself back to the moving average. So just make sure that you understand how overbought we are. Make sure that you understand US debt ceiling decision should be coming in pretty soon, and that could send in another rally, right? And that just means that I have to better prepare that if the rally does end up happening, that I can get in for a good entry, and my alerts are set accordingly. But as of right now, I'm waiting for the break below, or I'm waiting for the break above. And when looking at this on the 5-minute time frame, I like to look at larger time frames such as the 5-minute to kind of slow things down, so I make less impulsive decisions. I've made a lot of bad trades this week. I've shared most of them with you guys on YouTube. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I've shared it with you guys there. And if you're part of my LPP team, you guys get to see it happen live, right? So I'm just trying to be a little bit more selective, trying to not be greedy, and making sure that I watch my position size taking worst case scenario into consideration each and every single time. Following what happened yesterday with Tesla, Tesla with a huge gap up to 3.66% on the day, now trading at 172. This is after the cyber roundup that Tesla had. It's a shareholder meeting yesterday. Now we're very overbought. Again, anytime anything overreacts, it tends to correct itself. I'm not saying that it has to. I'm just saying that it normally does, right? Especially if markets begin to drop, then so will Tesla. I can make a video about this later, but I wanted to share this with you guys. It got brought to my attention, and one of our Learn Plan profit traders brought this up. Apple, which is one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded, Apple is now trading below the EMA. Apple, again, really moves markets, and it has this really beautiful ascending uptrend pattern, and you can see that when it breaks below the EMA, it likes to retest and get closer to the moving average. So because of how overbought we are, the concern is if we begin to pull on back, then again the rest of the market can follow with it. It's still in a beautiful ascending uptrend pattern. It's still very bullish. This is not a break-if pattern. This is just a pullback. So for long-term investors, it's another opportunity to be able to buy the dip if that pattern is still valid, right? As long as we still hold above this moving average. But just want to make sure that I bring awareness to this. So if the market begins to pull on back, you're like, well, Ricky, how come you didn't share this with us if you were aware of it? So I'm just bringing awareness, not that the market has to pull on back, but that we are below the EMA on the 4-hour time frame, and that it has pulled on back after breaking below that 4-hour EMA. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Again, we are hosting our free live trading session this Friday, and I'm giving away $1,000 during this Friday's free live trading session. I've given away $2,000 already. On May 12th, I gave away $1,000. If you tuned on into the live, you saw that we selected Teen Tran, and then if you tuned on into on May 5th, you saw that we gave it away to Kevin Quinn. The question is, will you be the winner for the $1,000 this Friday? Remember, it's free to save your spot. It's the first link in the description down below. Not only do you get to watch me trade live, but you get an inside look of what my Learn Plan Profit team gets to experience every single day. If you have any questions about this, shoot me a direct message via Discord, and all of that is linked in the description down below. I also do want to remind you there's only 4 days left for our prize week, meaning that every order gets a prize from $1 to $100 cash, or one of these larger prizes such as the PS5, Xbox, Smart TV, iPad, Beats, Apple Watch, and drone. And on top of that, you get automatically entered for a chance to win this 2019 Nissan GTR or $50K cash. This is a giveaway. It's the 4th link in the description down below where it says Shop Tech Buds. And remember, every order gets a prize. So make sure that if you haven't entered already, this week is definitely the week. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.